Welcome back to the Aslan Health Podcast. I'm Dr. Mike Hauman. This is the final episode in our three-part series on IBS-C and constipation care. In the first episode, we revealed the details of IBS-C as a disorder of gut-brain interaction. We discussed pain, bloating, hydration, motility, fiber, methane gas, pelvic floor coordination, and the importance of a daily rhythm. In the reset episode, we moved from understanding to action, with exactly what to stop and exactly what to start. The warning signs, the symptoms, straining, and strategy. Finally, today, we renew to make this information integrated and very practical. Because if you live with IBS-C, you don't need another lecture on the dangers of constipation. You need a purposeful, productive, painless plan. You need a repeatable system that produces consistent results. You need to know what to do to have more good weeks and what to do when your gut begins to slow down, what to do during a flare, and when to ask for more help. You do not simply need an in-the-moment rescue strategy. You need long-term operating instructions for your gut waste removal system. That is the goal today, a practical plan for renewed digestive rhythm. Are you with me? Well, let's get things moving.
Welcome to the Aslan Health Podcast, where science meets soul. Your host for this program is Dr. Mike Hauman, an experienced physician, a certified functional medicine provider, a certified insight coach practitioner, and a devoted follower of Jesus Christ. If you're tired of feeling stressed out, exhausted, overwhelmed, or stuck in survival mode, you're in the right place. So take a deep breath. Let's be transformed by the renewing of our minds. Here's Dr. Mike.
I want to encourage you as we begin. I want to remind you of the biblical principle of sowing and reaping found all throughout the Scriptures. The Apostle Paul, writing to the Galatians in chapter 6, verse 9, says, "And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." That's a good word for this topic, because digestive system renewal is not accomplished by one dramatic event. It's usually the fruit of small, intentional, faithful, repeated choices over time. Consistent hydration, fiber, rhythm, exercise, supplementation, medical guidance, and of course, patience. Repeated over time so that your body begins to trust the pattern. So today, allow me to present a long-term plan for IBS-C in 5 parts. Let's walk through each part in detail. Part 1. Build your baseline. If you want to manage IBS-C long-term, you need to know your starting point so that you can assess the efficacy of each intervention that you try. You need to know your own personal normal. So if you haven't done so, please download the log that I created for this purpose. Then, for the next 2 weeks, keep track. This is not intended to be an obsessive daily diary that you complete forever. It's a necessary opportunity to create awareness. Ask yourself meaningful questions and then track the answers. Like, how often are my bowel movements? What's my Bristol stool type? How much do I strain? How much bloating do I have? Is abdominal pain present or not? Do my symptoms interfere with work, family, events, travel, worship, or sleep? What changed this week that made an impact, both good and bad? And do you ignore urges to go? This is how you become a wise observer of your own body. Your goal is not to become a full-time bowel analyst just to add that skill to your LinkedIn profile. No, the goal is pattern recognition to gain understanding. Once you understand your baseline, you can tell the difference between a minor slow day and a true flare. You can modify earlier. You can make informed adjustments. You can respond with wisdom instead of fear, uncertainty, or panic. Next, Part 2. Establish your daily rhythm. IBS-C improves when your life has a digestive rhythm. Your gut prefers consistent, predictable signals. That includes things like wake time, morning hydration, meal timing, exercise, and bathroom opportunities that consistently repeat. Think of it like setting a train schedule. Now, if a train left the station at a different time each day, ran on any random track, skipped refueling, ignored all the signals, and changed destinations without warning, chaos and delays would be expected to follow. Now, your bowel is not a train, of course, but it does respond best to a predictable schedule. So, here are 7 suggested daily items to help establish that schedule. First, morning hydration. Start the day with water intake. You do not need to drown yourself, just begin the day by giving your system what it needs to flow. Second, a consistent breakfast. For many people, eating in the morning stimulates the gastrocolic reflex. That is the colon's natural response after eating. You wake your body, you hydrate, you eat, and your colon gets the message, it's time to get moving. Third, bathroom opportunity. Give yourself 5 to 10 unhurried minutes after breakfast. Use a footstool for positioning if helpful, as we discussed in the previous episode. Knees slightly elevated, lean forward, relax your belly, slow your breathing, don't force, don't strain, just consistently provide this window of opportunity. Fourth, daily movement. Walk after a meal when possible, 10 to 20 minutes after breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's a simple, practical habit, good for you in a variety of ways. Gentle movement tells your gut and your brain that your life is safe and in motion. Fifth, a plan for fiber. Choose a primary fiber strategy and implement it. For many people with IBS-C, that means soluble fiber. Psyllium works well. I prefer sun fiber, which is a partially hydrolyzed guar gum. It's very well tolerated and easy to use. The goal is not to max out the dose, but to find the amount that improves your outcome and reduces straining without causing excessive gas or discomfort. Start low, go slow, hydrate well. Then adjust the dose based on your actual response. Sixth, a food rhythm. Food is not your enemy, but you do need to learn which foods help your pattern and which foods create problems for you. For example, kiwi fruit may be helpful, fiber-rich daily food for you, and prunes and figs may help, though sometimes they can increase gas or cramping in sensitive individuals. You will find out. Whole foods support your gut health and your microbiome better than ultra-processed foods. Your goal should be the broadest, most nourishing diet that you tolerate well. Lastly, a nervous system rhythm with purposeful pauses towards parasympathetic peace. Slow your breathing, pray, and meditate on Scripture. Take a nature walk, practice gratitude, protect your Sabbath rest. Do not try to convince yourself that your symptoms are imaginary. Remind your nervous system instead that your body is safe and that you are at peace. Isaiah 26:3 reminds us, "You will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." Friend, constipation is not all in your head, but your head and your gut are absolutely in conversation. So effective long-term care must address them both. On to part 3. Create your supplement toolbox. I want to discuss the specific supplement options that I included in my Aslan Health IBS-C protocol that you can find on FullScript. As always, this is for educational purposes only. These products are not universally needed or appropriate for everyone. So if you're pregnant, have kidney disease, inflammatory bowel disease, or some other intestinal condition, severe abdominal pain, complex medical problems, or you take prescription medications, please seek your healthcare professional's advice before starting any supplement program. And if you do begin supplements, don't start everything at once. That's a common mistake. If you begin 5 products on Monday and feel better by Friday, you'll not know which product helped. And if you feel worse by Friday, you'll also not know which one caused the decline. So start with one product at a time. Then give it an ample trial. Track your response and observe for effects, both good and bad. Then add in your next option if appropriate. Okay? So for constipation, tool 1, magnesium citrate. Magnesium citrate can help with constipation by drawing water into the colon, softening stool. This can be particularly helpful if your stool tends to be hard or difficult to pass. The caution here is that magnesium is not appropriate for everyone, especially those with kidney impairment. It may also interact with certain medications, so I recommend separating magnesium supplementation from prescription medications and, if possible, taking them with a meal for better absorption. See the Aslan Health Podcast series on magnesium for far more detail and dosage options. Start conservatively and ask your clinician if you're unsure if magnesium is right for you. Tool number 2, sun fiber. It is a well-tolerated microbiome-friendly soluble fiber. It's not gritty or grainy, and it mixes very easily into any liquid. I like it as an option for people who need gentle fiber support but do not tolerate other fiber types very well. Its role is to support stool form, bowel regularity, and the gut environment over time. Friend, fiber is not a dramatic same-day rescue tool, but it is a necessary tool for long-term daily maintenance to improve the quality of your track without directly forcing your train to move down the line. Start low, increase gradually, and as always, pair fiber with adequate hydration. Tool number 3, enteric-coated peppermint oil capsules. Peppermint oil is best thought of as a comforting tool for spasms and abdominal cramping that often accompanies irritable bowel. The enteric-coated variety is important for our purposes because the capsule is designed to release farther down the digestive tract in the intestines rather than in the stomach. But peppermint oil is not ideal for everyone as it can worsen reflux and heartburn symptoms in some people. So if reflux is a major issue for you, be cautious. And again, this is not primarily a constipation mover, it's more for pain and cramping support. So if you don't have those symptoms, pass on peppermint oil. Tool number 4, Atrantil. Atrantil is one of my favorite products. It was created by a gastroenterologist specifically for this purpose. I consider it when constipation, bloating, gas, and pressure are major issues, especially when methane-associated patterns are suspected. Importantly, Atrantil is not a laxative. It's not designed simply to force a bowel movement. Its role is primarily to improve the gut environment, reducing symptoms such as gas, bloating, and the microbial fermentation side of the IBS-C picture. Some sufferers with IBS-C have prominent bloating and distension because gas is being produced, trapped, or poorly moved along. If that's you, Atrantil may be worth considering. As with all supplements, responses vary. It should be introduced thoughtfully at a low dose and should not replace medical evaluation if your symptoms are severe, worsening, or accompanied by warning signs. Tool number 5, herbal triphala. This is a traditional herbal formula used to support bowel regularity. Think of it as a gentle herbal support for motility and elimination. But just because it's herbal does not automatically mean that it's safe or harmless for everyone. It can cause loose stools, cramping, or discomfort in some individuals, especially those with mixed alternating diarrhea and constipation symptoms. It may not be appropriate during pregnancy or for those with complex medical conditions or in conjunction with certain medications. So again, if you choose to try it, start low, go slow, and pay attention. Practically speaking, here's how I would think about using these tools. If your stool is hard, Bristol 1 or 2, you have delayed transit, consider hydration, magnesium citrate, and soluble fiber. If your stool form is inconsistent and you need regular gentle encouragement, try sun fiber or psyllium. If cramping and abdominal pain are prominent, consider enteric-coated peppermint oil. If bloating, pressure, and gas are your dominant constipation issues, consider Atrantil. If you need gentle herbal support for regularity, triphala may be a useful option for you. But do not confuse the tools. A hammer is a useful tool. A flashlight is also a useful tool. But if the room is dark, don't grab a hammer and then blame it if you can't see clearly. Use the right tool to address your set of symptoms. Part 4. Create a flare plan. The best laid plans may not always yield a perfect result. You need a plan for what to do if your symptoms return or flare. A flare plan prevents panic It also prevents overcorrecting, because when you feel as though you're getting stuck, you may press hard on the accelerator with too much too fast and lose control. You may overcorrect by doubling your fiber, adding 3 new supplement products, drinking extra coffee, taking a laxative, and an enema, all of which can result in panic when your gut feels like it joined the marching band on Mount Vesuvius. So here's a wise 3-day flare plan if you feel you're getting off track. Day 1, return to basics. If you've gotten out of sync, get back to what's worked for you and be consistent. Hydrate well, eat familiar, safe foods, walk after meals, use your morning bathroom rhythm, relaxation, and breathing routine. Ask yourself, what's changed in the last few days? And then address that issue. Day 2, use your targeted support protocols to get you back on track. The key is this: use known tools in the correct dose for you. Have them available and use them wisely when needed. During a flare is not the best time to experiment with new things. On day 3, decide whether this is still home safe care territory. If you're improving, great. Continue the plan and gently return to your maintenance routine. If you're worsening, if pain is severe or you can't pass gas, if vomiting occurs, if fever develops, or if there's blood, or if it feels very different from your usual pattern, then seek medical care. Wisdom is knowing what to do at home and when to stop and ask for help. Which leads us to part 5, knowing when to escalate your care. If your IBS-C continues despite a thoughtful maintenance plan, don't simply keep stacking supplements. Ask more detailed questions. Do I need thyroid testing? Do I need a medication review? Do I need an evaluation for methane-producing organisms or a pelvic floor examination? Do I need to see a gastroenterologist to discuss prescription options? Friend, if you're doing the basics consistently well and still struggling to keep things moving, it's time to get a professional evaluation and opinion. Following this decision framework will reduce your fear. It'll help you respond wisely, not react randomly. And that's important because chronic constipation can be discouraging. Your suffering is not visible to others. You may look fine while feeling bloated, uncomfortable, stuck, and frustrated. You may wonder why something so basic feels so difficult. You may even feel embarrassed just listening to me talk about it. But friend, do not mistake a private struggle for a shameful one. God created you as you are, and He knows you and your challenges. Every bodily system He designed, including your digestive system, is worthy of wise attention and compassionate care. Psalm 90:12 says, "So teach us to number our days so that we may get a heart of wisdom." That is what we all need to ask Him for, a heart of wisdom, to see all of life from God's wise perspective. Wisdom to observe the signs and symptoms your body provides, wisdom to act on that information, to do what your body needs to function well, wisdom to be patient in the process as your body adjusts, wisdom to get help when your efforts do not produce an optimal result, and wisdom to steward your body well. Not because we worship health and wellness, of course not. We worship the Lord our Creator, not His creation. But because caring well for your health is one meaningful way that you can honor Him. Friend, chronic constipation may be part of your story right now, but it does not get to define your story. You are a person made in the image and likeness of God. You are worthy of compassionate care. You are capable of wise stewardship for the body that He has given you, and you are invited to renew that gift day by day. Well, I'm Dr. Mike Hauman. Thank you for joining me on the Aslan Health Podcast. Please check the show notes for helpful resources, including the downloadable daily log and the full script IBS-C protocol. And don't forget to subscribe or follow on your favorite platform. Until next time, my friend, may your mind be renewed, your body strengthened, and your heart guided safely by the one who made you, who knows you, and cares for you completely. His blessings to you now and always, my friend.